Great. Thank you, Derek. I always appreciate that as just a great way to start an event like this. We're all a little bit anxious and ready to go. So now we're ready to get started. Yes, as Derek mentioned, my name's Luke Hawley. I'm the host of LinkedIn Local Sunshine Coast, and tonight the workshop facilitator. And for those that was your first time here at LinkedIn Local Sunshine Coast, thank you for joining us. Tonight we do two things. So we provide both structured and unstructured networking activities, so you get a chance to get to know the person behind the profile. And we'll do a few of that throughout tonight. And we also provide high quality professional development, so you can take some really helpful steps, really great practical advice that you can apply in your business tomorrow. Now, this event is made possible by the B2B Sunshine Coast members. So for our members, I'd love for you to stand and let's give these guys a huge round of applause. Members, thank you. So always humbled by their support and their contributions to the community. So thank you so much for being part of it. We also have sponsors as well. So huge shout out to YBC, the Ocean Thinkers. Give these guys a round of applause. Even though he's very focused, give him a round of applause. Now, I say this line every month, and I still haven't checked it, but we are the only LinkedIn local event around the world that's streamed live on LinkedIn. Woo! And Facebook, also on Facebook. So thank you to these guys for providing the live stream. It makes a lot of difference so people can engage if they couldn't quite make it tonight. And it gives me some stuff to create some clips as well, which is always great. Where's Lauren? Lauren's at the back. Give her a huge round of applause, our photographer. Photographer in spirit tonight, that's good. But Lauren does amazing work when it comes to professional photography. And we'll hear a little bit more about Lauren later tonight. I also want to give a huge shout out to Azra, helping out at the welcome desk tonight. Thank you, give her a round of applause. Her hair running's great. So when I'm responsible for the name labels, they look messy. It's not great. That's why I just pass it on to you guys. But Azra, with the handwriting, well placed. You've been missed, Azra, at the welcome desk. Now, tonight, it's just the one QR code, so there are going to be a bunch of resources shared throughout the night, but to make things easy, the QR code is here, ready to go. On this QR code, you can download the slides from tonight. You can download a digital version of the worksheet that we're going to go through today. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well, and access the offer that I'll share later tonight. To join us as a B2B Sunshine Coast Premium member. So all in one place. I'm hoping it works. So I hope it's always awkward. Like, I did the testing. It should work. It should be fine. The other thing that I've done for the first time is I've actually pre-recorded tonight's presentation as a webinar. And that webinar is live on the website. And around 6 o'clock, you might have already received the email. For those who couldn't make it tonight, they've actually been given a link to the webinar where this workshop is being provided as well with the digital version of the workshop. So hopefully there's a lot of us engaging in the materials tonight in our preferred program. But the link to that webinar is also in that QR code as well. If you have to do it twice tonight, then you can do that. Alrighty, I just want to share this. We're also part of, as you know, I'm part of Buy Local Sunshine Coast. And Buy Local Day is June 22nd, so not that far off. And this is a campaign supported by the Sunshine Coast Council. And the TVC starts soon, which is exciting. So the radio ads have started, the TV ads are starting shortly, and it's been on digital now for just over a month. But yeah, I just want to make sure you're all across it. Buy Local Day is coming soon.
Buy Local Day is about supporting the businesses that support the community throughout the year.
It's such a cool concept that we get to support people who live in our region.
And it's just a good way of repaying them for what they do and how they support our local clubs and just everyone who lives within the area.
What I value most about buying local is feeling as though my shopping and my purchases are making a real difference to the local community.
It's just that relationship that you build up with a local business.
I love that they know just not my name, but my dog's names as well. Layla and Jamal, little dash hounds.
When Buy Local Day happens, I want to go out and support my local business because I want to be intentional on that day.
I'm going to get on my bike and go to the local farmers markets.
I will always try and buy local, 100%.
It's a great feeling to know that supporting local business is helping everybody.
Visit your favourite local independent business on Buy Local Day, Saturday 22nd of June.
So make sure you've got a plan for Buy Local Day. So it's actually the first Saturday of the school holidays. So no excuse. You got the kids, you got to do something with them anyway. So jump out and support local businesses. There's going to be some big activations hosted by the council as well. Those details are coming out shortly. But the idea is just to go and support, right? So jump out and again, just be intentional on that day and support your favourite spot. And I did get an email today from the council. They've got hats and shirts. So I'll be dressed up in the Buy Local Day gear on this Saturday. And if anyone else wants to dress up in Buy Local gear, let me know, because I'm sure I've got plenty of merch to hand out. Alrighty, so let's start with the first networking activity, which is just to introduce yourself to the people on the table. And I'd love for you to connect on LinkedIn, right? So for those that have done this before, just guide those on the table on how to do this. In terms of using this, just basically in the search, click search, and the little option of the QR code will pop up to then scan and connect on LinkedIn. But yeah, so introduce yourselves and then connect on LinkedIn. I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. I love seeing this. People connecting on LinkedIn, making connections. And what's great too is we're connecting with fellow business owners here in the Sunshine Coast, right? And I encourage you not only to accept those invitations, but look out for their posts, look out for their company page, and actively comment, actively contribute, and let's support each other through those platforms. So really good to see. So tonight, we're going to do on a workshop on putting together a networking and connection strategy. So very quickly about myself. So again, Luke Hawley. I run 3 community groups. So this one, B2B Sunshine Coast, Buy Local Sunshine Coast, as you saw before, and Matters Magazine, where I've conveniently just left my expo stand here in the room from earlier today. So it looks very nice. And I did borrow these fake flowers from my mum this morning. So I did head over there. She was aware I was going to take them. It's my go-to move whenever I do these sort of expo events. So it's come up quite nice. So these Matters magazines, you're welcome to take one and feel free to jump in and read through those articles. I grew up on the Sunshine Coast, so one of the few. My family moved here when I was 5. So I did primary school, high school, university here. Even my first job out of uni was here on the Sunshine Coast, but with Procter & Gamble as a territory manager. Then I spent a couple of years in Melbourne, a couple of years in Sydney, found my way back to the coast. I've been teaching at the University of the Sunshine Coast now for 8 years and hosting this event for 8 years as well, which is wild how much time flies by. It's now my longest job is teaching at the uni in marketing. So yeah, and I enjoy that. But for these operations, a lot of these are just a couple of years on. And for me, it was recognizing that there's a real opportunity in supporting community and local community, right? Marketing strategy, broadly speaking, is widely available, but the challenge is execution. Like, how do we actually go to market and grow our business with the resources that we have, right? 70% of businesses indicate that networking is their #1 growth strategy. And when combined with word of mouth, which I'm sure a lot of us will attest to, is our #1 source of new opportunities. 90% will say that, right? This is where most of my new opportunities come from. And there's a reason why we're all here tonight. We're networkers, right? We're here to grow our business, to build our community, to learn from others, to find those connections that can support us and help us as we develop and grow within our business. So there's a lot of importance to kind of get networking right. One of the things that I recognize, and I'm sure it's the same for you guys too, is quite often at these networking events, we're winging it, right? We're coming, and it's okay if the plan is to come and just have some fun, right? I hope you do, right? Come here, have some fun, but we often don't treat networking like other forms of marketing, other forms of advertising. We don't treat it like a strategic choice. So tonight, that's what we're going to explore, is how do we start thinking about networking and connections a little bit more strategically, right? Now, yes, I'm a little bit of an academic. I promise you there's no academic theories tonight. I was tempted, but there's no 4 Ps or 7 Ps or Maslow's hierarchy. None of that will be shared tonight. But a very, very simple worksheet that I will just want you guys to work through on your tables because I'm a big fan of the buddy system, right? Helping each other out as we start to determine Who are our ideal customers? Who are their trusted advisors? And how can we help those trusted advisors help their clients more? Now, if you didn't bring a pen, I do have pens at the front of the table, so feel free to hand those out. I would love to get those pens back, just throwing it out there, right? Obviously not tracking them. There's no QR codes on those, but I'd love to get those pens back if I can. So I'm a big believer in the right introduction from a trusted partner can change your life, right? It's truly what B2B Sunshine Coast is all about. And that's my role as a super connector, is to help form these introductions. But we often have these questions, right? Do we have a networking strategy? Do we even know where to go? And do we have a plan to connect and nurture those relationships? So that's what we're going to cover tonight. So here's the worksheet, right? And we're going to break this up into stages, right? So let's start with the first part, the network, the connection strategy. We're going to start with clarifying who our ideal customer is. I've got some examples, right? So let's just use the examples as a bit of a guide. So often when you're asked, who is my ideal customer, most of us will describe them, right? Their age, their gender, their income, their jobs, those sort of things, right? And it can be very helpful to know the demographics and geographics. But for me, I think it's where the key opportunity is, the key point of difference when it comes to understanding how target market is their behavior, in that what is their existing relationship with the product that you're offering. So here's some examples to help cement that. So let's say I'm a real estate agent. Broadly speaking, there are 4 reasons why someone will sell their house with a real estate agent. Owner is selling to upgrade. Owner is selling to downgrade. Owner is selling to relocate. Or owner is selling an investment. All right, so once you start thinking about what that might look like for your business. For a health and wellness coach, reason why someone might reach out to a health and wellness coach, they're reacting to a health event, right? Reacting to a life cycle change, right? So it might be post-pregnancy, post-menopause, a guy turning 40, a big change in terms of life cycle is triggering the need. I've got to speak to a health and wellness coach. Making a change in wellness coach. Maybe they've been working with someone for a while, and maybe that person has closed their business down, or it's not quite working out, so looking to make a change. Or it's a goal-driven action, right? They're looking to either, lose weight, gain muscle, whatever it might be. Business accountant, right? Making a change in an accounting firm. So again, something's not quite working, so looking to make a change in their accounting firm. Perhaps they've started a new business, now reaching out to a business accountant for the first time. They're upgrading from self-management, so they've been trying to do it themselves for a while, realize it's time to bring in a professional, or goal-driven action like seeking a loan. So with these examples here, and with your buddy on the table, I want you to just come up with 2. What are 2 ideal customers for you, right? Where you help the most, right? So that's at the top there. Customer, at the very top of the table. Now we want to establish their trusted advisors. So ignoring friends and family, who am I going to reach out to, right, to start asking some questions, right? If I'm at that early stage, who am I going to go to for advice? So I can start to select my journey to find you, right? That's going to help me. My guide to addressing this issue. Who am I going to start to talk to in that step to find you? So here's an example here. So for a real estate agent, where the owner is selling to upgrade, the owner is likely to potentially speak to a mortgage broker because they're likely to get a loan in order to upgrade. So that's going to be a key person they're going to speak to. The family accountant, because they've got to get their finances sorted in order to secure the loan. So that's going to be a really key trusted advisor. And potentially a tradie. If you're about to sell your place to upgrade, you're probably starting to get your house ready. And you might be asking those questions of the tradies coming in to fix things. Hey, who do you know that are good real estate agents in the area, right? Health and wellness coach. Let's say I'm reacting to a health event, right? So now I'm on the hunt for a health and wellness coach. My GP, probably the one that told me, right, that I have this health event. I'm going to make some changes. So definitely a trusted advisor. The pharmacist, potentially if the GP is giving me a prescription for medicine, the conversation may continue with the pharmacist, and I might ask the pharmacist, who do they recommend to help me on this quest, right, when it comes to finding a health and wellness coach. And potentially my health insurance provider or an insurance broker, when I'm trying to figure out what's covered under my insurance, right? That could potentially be a trusted advisor. For the business accountant, making a change in an accounting firm. Well, who am I currently working with that might know accountants? So if I am an established business, I might have a business coach, but I might be interested on their opinions about local accountants. A marketing agency, who do they know and trust in the accounting space? And IT service providers. Right? So I want you to think about that for your business based on who you've identified as your ideal customers. Who are the trusted advisors that they're going to ask questions as they're trying in their search to find you? Alrighty, so let's move on to the next stage. So we've identified who our ideal customers are based on that need, based on that behavior. We've then established hopefully at least one, but ideally 3 trusted advisors. So people that ideal customer is going to first, right, in terms of for help. Now I want you to clarify, well, what are the questions that customer is asking those trusted advisors? Right? What are the types of questions they might be asking them in their discovery to find you? So for the real estate agent, where the owner is selling to upgrade, for the mortgage broker, they might be asking, how long will it take to sell? How much is my place worth? These are good questions, right? They want to know, right, as they're starting to figure out how big of a loan they might need. For the family accountant, what are the tax implications for upgrading? And can I use my super? These sort of questions. As a tradie, who has a good reputation for real estate in the area? For the health and wellness coach, reacting to the health event. For the GP, what wellness program should I consider to address this issue? For the pharmacist, who has a good reputation for wellness coaching? The provider, what practitioners are covered by my insurance? For the business accountant, making a change in an accounting firm. The business coach, I might ask, again, who should I consider when choosing an accountant? Marketing agency, what platforms integrate with our e-commerce could be a question to consider to make sure the accountant is able to use that system. Same with the IT service provider around data security, right? So I want you to think about, for you, what are some of the questions they might ask that trusted advisor? This step becomes quite powerful because this will start to trigger how you can start to nurture those relationships with those trusted advisors by giving them the answers to the questions that clients are asking. So this is where the opportunity starts to come through. So I really want you to think about, what are the questions that the customer haven't quite got yet is asking their trusted advisors about the service I offer. So have a crack at that with on your tables. Alrighty, now I want you to think about. Alrighty, let's move on to the next section. So we've identified who our ideal customers are. We've identified trusted advisors. These trusted advisors can be our referral partners, people that we can go to and look out for at networking events. So if I'm a real estate agent that specializes in helping people sell to upgrade, and I know that mortgage brokers can be a really good referral partner, I'm going to start to look out for mortgage brokers. Now, I want to come as help, right? I don't want to just give a business card and go, hey, Ruth, here's my card. Call me and give me your clients. Just give me, right? What I want to do is actually come as help. So if I know that as a mortgage, I know Ruth's not a mortgage broker, she's a business broker, but if I am starting to send questions through, one way I can help to nurture this relationship is make it easier for Ruth to answer those questions her clients might have. So as the real estate agent, right? Oh, I've gone back too far. As a real estate agent, what I might do is for the mortgage broker, I might offer, hey, if anyone is looking to sell their house, I'll provide a free evaluation for your customers, right? Reach out to me, I'm happy to do that. So that way you can answer the question, how much is their current property worth, right? If the question is how long is it going to take to sell, maybe I can send a personalized report just for mortgage brokers, right, about what's happening in the market in terms of how long different types of property are on market for, how long is property taking to sell. So when I get clear on what those questions are, now I have a reason to send them stuff. Not just buy my things, right, give me your clients, but how can I help you? What are the questions that you're struggling to answer that I can help you answer? right? And that helps build my relationship with a referral partner and helps, through that middleman, build my relationship with the end customer. So how do I find these trusted advisors? Let me go back. So where do they network? Maybe events like this, right? Maybe. But maybe I could go to, because mortgage brokers do have conferences, right? They all get together, right? They have awards, right? They have their own awards and gala events. They have their own conferences. They have their own expos. They might be part of different industry associations, different financial groups. Now I can start getting a little bit more creative about where do mortgage brokers go to network for their professional development. And I might want to start targeting them, right? Maybe I can offer to speak at one of their conferences if one of the big issues might be around marketing, right? Or reaching out or how to engage with a real estate agent more effectively. I can start to be a little bit more tactful about how I build those partnerships. So I just want you to make some notes. Where does your trusted advisors network? Events like this, chambers, referral clubs, expos, conferences, industry events, online perhaps. Where are they? So we've identified who our ideal customers are. We've identified who their trusted advisors are. These trusted advisors are the gateway to our ideal customers, right? Our potential referral partners. We now thought about, well, how can I help our trusted advisors serve their clients better based on giving them the answers to the questions their clients are asking. So now we have an intention on how we're going to connect, how we can continue to provide great content. And now we've started to think about, well, where are they? Where do they network? So as I said, it could be physical events, but it might be Facebook groups. It could be LinkedIn groups or LinkedIn chats. It might be meetups on Meetup. It might be on Eventbrite. There's a variety of areas that you can explore as you're hunting down your referral partners, right? As a real estate agent, looking for those mortgage brokers that I can build those referral partnerships with. And once I have that referral partnership, I'm going to provide them with great content that they can use and great offers that they can use with their clients so they can serve their clients even better. That's your networking connection strategy, right? You've got it. Well done. We did it in half an hour. Very well done. And I can see some really great notes being taken throughout, which is awesome. So now let's start thinking about, well, what do we do at these networking events? So I'm just going to share a couple of quick tips. And what I'd love for you to do as I do this is just write down things that stand out to you from the advice that's been given, right? So I'm going to put up a bunch of things on the slide, just like, oh, that's a good tip. Oh, that's a good tip. And just going to make those notes on your worksheet. So the first is the elevator pitch, right? Now I'm going to have someone, I'm hoping in October to do a dedicated training session around elevator pitch, but I just wanted to share just a really cool template. Right, so this one comes from Daniel from Customer Return. He's actually been offering all of our B2B Sunshine Coast subscribers free elevator pitch reviews. So if you do need a little bit of help in sharpening your elevator pitch, Daniel's got a great offer to help you out with that. And I'll include that in the newsletter tomorrow. But I just want you to take a moment and read his elevator pitch when someone asks the question, which we all get at networking events, so what do you do? Here's his response to that using this model of problem, solution, outcome, and then closing with his purpose and beliefs. I really love this approach. It's good, huh? So it does take a bit of time for you guys to get there. So I'm not expecting you to write down your perfect 20-second elevator pitch tonight, but I just want to show a best-in-class example, right, of what that looks like. And as I said, if you do need a little bit of help in that elevator pitch review, Daniel has offered to provide those 20-minute consultations for free for everyone here tonight, as well as our subscribers. But yeah, I just love that approach. So if there's something that stands out to you, at a minimum, I would at least write down the model of problem, solution, outcome, purpose, beliefs in that little section on your worksheet. So at least you've got that template sorted. And maybe make note of customer return to follow up with Daniel on getting a bit of a review. Alrighty, so moving on. Before the event. So a couple of highlights. So we actually did a session earlier this year with Steve and Greg from Buntu. And they did a fantastic workshop talking about some really helpful tips before the networking event, right? And again, on the B2B Sunshine Coast website, you can check out that full workshop. But here's a couple of things that were shared from that event. One, research, right? So if we are that real estate agent chasing, on the hunt for mortgage brokers, right? Our ideal referral partners. We want to make sure that if we are going to go to a conference, to an expo, who are the speakers? Who are the hosts? What types of guests do they get? What information can I get about this event that will make me a little bit more prepared? Right? So I had a few actually tonight mentioned that they looked at how the LinkedIn local LinkedIn event page and noted who was actually saying that they were coming as a bit of prep for tonight, right? So we had 97 registrations on our LinkedIn event page, right? So and you can also jump on the B2B Sunshine Coast website, check out the members. So there's plenty of ways to kind of research tonight's event, and that's the same for many events that are happening. Check out the meetup. Who are the followers? Eventbrite, all sorts of stuff. So do a little bit of research just so you feel like you're coming a bit prepared. Let your network know that you're attending because maybe they know someone at that event that they can introduce you to, right? The good old buddy system, right? Let's help each other out at this event and build out those connections. Have your LinkedIn profile optimized, ready to go. So like tonight, when we're all connecting and connecting on LinkedIn, that our LinkedIn profile is showcasing what we do, right? And there's plenty of really good people in the room that can help you with that. Let me know. I'm happy to refer. So there are some great LinkedIn profile optimization people in the room tonight. Have a few small talk questions ready to go. Just makes it a little bit easier if you've got a couple of go-to questions, right? How's the day? How's the week? What are some of the challenges that you're facing in your business? How can I help you? It's one of my favorites. Those simple open questions to drive the conversation between professionals. I actually have a really good workshop later in the year just on small talk and networking events. So a whole LinkedIn local just on that. Practice the elevator pitch, and of course, don't forget to breathe. That's why Derek kicks these things off, just to make sure we're breathing before we start. All right, so during the event, have fun, right? These things should be fun, right? We're out there, we're networking, we're interacting with others. So make sure we're having fun. It's okay to say hello and interrupt a conversation, right? Look, if they're hiding in the corner, they're probably having a deeply meaningful. But if they are just standing around like tonight, just networking, feel free to just walk in and introduce yourself and join the conversation. And, be a good host yourself, right? If people look like they need a friend, just, hey, come on in. We're talking about Victoria. We're talking about the Origin last night. We're talking about this and bringing people in. Sorry, David, didn't mean to mention it. Lead with empathy, right? Don't just pitch and ghost, right? Don't run around, hand out your business cards and just pitch and ghost, right? Lead with empathy. Seek to understand first, right? Ask good questions. Get a sense of the listener's perspective, right? That way you've got an idea of how to help. A couple of tips here to bring that elevator pitch to life. So have a structure, but it doesn't have to be word perfect, right? Be succinct. Speak slower, right? When you're about to share a little bit about what you do, make sure it has a point. So don't waffle, right? Don't start getting into long stories. Make it clear. Make it relevant to who you're speaking to. Be personal. Share your why. And if you do have some time, share some examples of the outcomes that you provided. And if you can, take some notes so that way it can assist with your follow-ups, right? Voice notes on your phone as well as hand. Try to just keep track of business cards. You might make a quick note on a business card you received just to make those next steps a little bit easier. All right, so as I said, just make notes as we're going through on your worksheet if any of this stuff stands out to you. Because ideally this starts to become your checklist when you come to events like this. After the event, right? So for those who might recall, Ben Wright's presentation spent a lot of time talking about the importance of following up. And he gave some great tips on how to approach this. So his advice, follow up with your new connection within 24 hours. So if you're connected on LinkedIn, right, you'll see if you go to in your LinkedIn, in your contacts, in the grow section, all your most recent contacts at the top of the list. So the ones that you're just connected to, very top of the list, reach out to them after tonight, right? Within 24 hours. That's the challenge to everyone here, right? Make sure you reach out. Hey, it was great seeing you at LinkedIn Local last night. At a minimum, you can say that, right? Enter the details into whatever you're using to track your sales pipeline. So if it's an Excel, a notebook, or a CRM, which is a customer relationship management platform, whatever you're using to keep track of those connections. If they haven't got back to you, follow up again 3 or 5 days, but maybe try a different approach. So maybe email, maybe phone call, right? Maybe outreach on Facebook or LinkedIn. We all have different preferences when it comes to connections, so try something a little bit different. If introduced by someone, maybe get that original connector to help you with the follow-up. Ben's great at that, right? If I've told Ben I'm going to connect him with someone, he makes sure I'm held accountable to that promise, right? He'll go, hey, Luke, remember you said you're going to do this, and I haven't heard from them yet. Can you call them up and let them know I'm looking to connect with them? Great at doing that. Follow up again, new message. Ben's a big fan of doing video, right? And sharing a little bit, whether it's a Loom video or whatever it might be, but just another way of reaching out, right? Let them know that you do want to connect. And if they don't, then put them into your as a subscriber, I guess, on your list. Steve, last month, also shared some really great suggestions for after the event for follow-up as well. And he talked a lot about the different types of content that you can send them to nurture that relationship. So I talked about what are the different things, if we know what questions that potential client is asking those trusted advisors, what can I create that I can send to them? So I can proactively reach out to these new connections instead of like, how's things? It only goes so far, right? But if I say, hey, Ruth, I just wrote this new ebook, right, that helps businesses make better choices on their marketing strategies when they're in that late stage, pre-sale. Here's some suggestions I got for you. Welcome to share it with your network. So come as help. And he gave some great ones here. Online courses, webinars, white papers, whatever, right? But it's all about coming as help to those trusted advisors, those referral partners, special offers, all sorts of stuff. Another way you can follow up too is on LinkedIn. So I wanted to share this tool that we have with for B2B Sunshine Coast. There's a free version and a premium version. So this is one of the ways that you can use this tool that we've created to help with this follow-up process with LinkedIn.
Here, right? How innovative AI feature matches you with individuals in the network, both within B2B Sunshine Coast and the full My Most Trusted network. For premium members, you'll get access to all 35,000 members. And for our free members, it's just your first and second degree connections that are using the tool. Each match is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, indicating their compatibility with you and your business. So we want to make sure we get this right. So the first thing is location. So you can just have the country, so just Australia. You want to provide people I would like to meet should be like this. Now again, we're training the AI tool, so we want to be here. Keep your description simple and precise, as the more complicated your requirements, it can confuse the AI. Here for me, I'm seeking to connect with business owners, sales directors, marketing managers, community engagement managers, business development managers, event coordinators, and industry leaders that are focused on leveraging networking as a strategic marketing tool for business growth and community impact. I'm also interested in professionals organizing networking events, business masterminds, or those influential in shaping local business ecosystems. So once you've done that, then you click update. So you can see here, it's an 8 out of 10, right? But I'm going to add Chris as a trusted connection, because I know Chris quite well. So here, he's part of B2B Sunshine Coast, so I'm going to click this. Now let's say I want to introduce Chris to one of my trusted connections, right? So I want to continue to nurture this relationship with this business coach and the head of the accountable boardroom. So I'm just going to click here. All right. So let's say that a connection of mine, John, yes, introduce. Now it's going to give us two options here. So it's going to create a group chat for all parties, And it will also do a post on LinkedIn as well, announcing that I've created this connection. So let's go yes, introduce. Cool. Yeah, got it. So you can see here, it's now creating the three-way chat between Chris and John. There it is there. I'm going to send it because I actually do want them two to connect, so I'll just send it now. So you can see as it creates. Now after that happens, it's now going to give me the option to do an announcement on LinkedIn that I've connected these two together. Then I'll hit post. I've got marketing as the keyword. I just want to look at second degree, so they're trusted contacts only, because what I want is someone that I know to introduce me to someone in the marketing field, so I can build that relationship. So as I go through here, I can see that James Rose, there's an 8 out of 10. So I can just move my cursor over here and see a bit of information about him. I'm like, oh, actually he could be a really great connection for us. And he knows Rose, which is one of my trusted connections. So Rose can introduce me to James. So what I can do is I can click here, request introduction. Cool. So I just provide a reason to Rose on why I would like to be connected with James. Something simple. Something simple. Now you would spend a little bit more time because again, you want to make sure we make it really easy for Rose to set up the introduction, how we can work together. So I'm just doing a very quick one of this. So then I can click here, request introduction. And what I'll do is I'll send a notification off to Rose to let her know that I would like to, so she'll get an email and then also get this message.
Cool. So the actual tool that we've got has more features than just that. It can also help provide personality deep dives as well. You can use a built-in ChatGPT function to get tips on how to write that message, how to support the follow-up. So very, very powerful tool to enable your networking activities through LinkedIn. And that is free, by the way. So most of what I shared there is available now on the Google Web Store, Chrome Extension Store. Just search for B2B Sunshine Coast and download it. And the premium version, which we'll talk about shortly, just gives you more features, more options, and greater access. So do check that out. Allow me to introduce you to B2B Sunshine Coast Premium. It's a targeted approach to networking and connections. Because I want to address this, right? No more aimless networking or winging it at every event. You'll know why you were there, who you're looking for, and how to approach them. We also know that influential professionals, so the ones that we don't ordinarily meet, will ignore you until someone that they trust gives you an introduction. Because all of this are getting inundated with spam, we're getting inundated with VAs, and we don't know who's real and who's not. So we're just really good at ignoring all those connection requests and cold calling, but we will respond to someone that we trust giving us the introduction. So very, very powerful. And we know with the right strategy, tools, and resources and support, networking can absolutely transform your business. It's a reason why we're all here tonight. So B2B Sunshine Coast Premium includes 3 things. The first is what you just worked on today, that networking connection strategy document. Review it with myself. We can get deeper into the details, really clarify who those ideal customers are, those trusted advisors, where they're networking, and actually turn those ideas into a real plan. Premium access to that Chrome extension tool, so opening it up from not just the B2B Sunshine Coast community, but the entire network of over 37,000. There's also some really cool tools to help you with networking. But my favorite part of the B2B Sunshine Coast membership are the weekly Zooms. All right, there's a bunch of us that jump on there with our members, which is great. I love these. Every week, Tuesday, 2 to 3 o'clock, we get together, we connect on LinkedIn like we did at the start of today's workshop. We introduce ourselves, ask the question, what can I get help with from the group? Then we, myself and Kay, then provide some helpful tips around LinkedIn and what is some new news on the platform. Then each of us share a link to one of our most recent posts. We jump on and we engage with that post as a group. So we read or watch the post and then provide a helpful comment to give it a bit of a boost on the platform and give it greater visibility. So I'm a big fan. I love doing these, and it's a big part of our premium membership are the weekly calls. Now I'm going to throw in a bonus as well if you do sign up today. As you know, given I've got the quiet stand here, the expo stand of Matters Magazine, with Matters Magazine, I am going to throw in, if you sign up today, a full-page business article. For Matters Magazine, we're establishing it as the local Forbes, right? The quintessential business magazine for Sunshine Coast entrepreneurs, right? Where you go for inspiration, for education, right? To build out that credibility within the community. So for me to deliver on that promise, right? Because I want to get a sense of when you are in Matters Magazine and you go to a networking event, they say to you, hey, Derek, I saw your article in Matters. Great article. So to do that, I need partnerships. So that's what I've been wheeling and dealing over the last couple of weeks, building out these partnerships with 4556 Chamber have been fantastic. Montville, Mulaney, Business Yandina, the Sunshine Coast Youth Chamber, Clean Tech Network, the BX Networking Group, Noosa Business Connect, Empowering Women's Network, Be Strong and Fearless, the Migrant Job Fair and Expo, the University of Sunshine Coast, Wishlist, Department of Employment, Small Business and Trading, of course, by local Sunshine Coast. TAFE Queensland will be on radio for the month of August, so radio ads for Matters, and a huge partnership we've just established with Forward Fest in Silicon Coast. So the magazine will not only be distributed in 1,000 locations across the coast, but available to those members and guests at those events. So a great way to build your reputation on the coast. So networking connection strategy review of myself, premium access to that tool I just shared with you, joining us on those weekly LinkedIn connection parties, and the bonus article in Matters Magazine, total value, $4,000. The next 24 hours, just $1,200. But you've got to sign up the next 24 hours because we're about to go to production for the magazine. So I need to make sure we get your yes and then work with you on finalizing that article over the next couple of days. So I'll love for you guys to not only be part of B2B Sunshine Coast Premium, but a part of what we're doing with Matters Magazine. I've made the registration really easy because I know people don't want to get a credit card out on an event. So all I need is just name, email, tick a box, I'm in, and I'll send you the details tomorrow. So just let me know you're in through the QR code and we'll take care of the rest.